I'm Stephanie.
I'm Katie, and this is the Reading Nook Magic podcast. This is our first one, so we're a little nervous, but we're going to start with this book by Runx. We don't know. Runx, Gothikana. So Stephanie picked this book based on the cover, which is obviously not supposed to judge a book by its cover. However, look at it.
Yeah, I couldn't resist, right?
It looks juicy.
It's just, and then you open it up and yeah, it's like an adult kid's book.
I love it. Yeah, in between each chapter, there's a quote from other literature that applies to what's going on, and it's
like these really intense, dark quotes.
I love the foredge, which I'm told is called sprayed edges.
I think it's sprayed edges.
But whatever. Here we go. Yeah, so if I were to, we could start with rating the book. I think that it's about a 3.5 for me. I really liked this book. I thought it was easy and fun to read. I read it in 24 hours, which, is a little crazy. But
yeah, I think I read it in 2 days. Yeah, it was one of those ones where it was just one more chapter. They left the right cliffhanger to go to the next chapter. Okay, one more. Short enough that it was oh, now it's over.
Yeah, it flowed. It was easy. That would be my main word for it. Was easy to read. It just, I fell into the world. I saw it. I liked it. Yeah, we're going to have to edit that out, but that's okay.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, adult kids book. For me, it gave me goosebumps vibes, from being a kid. So it was easy to read, had the mystery. I don't know. It was the perfect mini escape from reality. It wasn't too involved. I could just read it and then go about my day. So that's,
even though it wasn't super involved and an easy read, I also felt like it was full enough to keep me engaged. That's one thing I felt while reading it. I felt totally engaged with the characters. I know there's some conflicting reviews about this book. It's kind of a love it or hate it type thing for a lot of people, but I thoroughly enjoyed the mini escape that it gave me. I saw the castle up on the hill, the school. I felt the winding drive. I saw the characters really quick. It didn't take me a long time to kind of lose myself in it, which I struggle with sometimes, so I appreciated that.
What do you mean losing yourself in it?
Just getting lost in the book. It didn't take me a long time to get there. I got there relatively fast. The beginning was a little weird when they're talking about her mom. I was like, what's happening? What are we doing here?
Well, that's because it doesn't spend a lot of time on the world building and character development like some of the other book series that are multiple books and things like that. There's no time for that. It's you got to jump right into in.
It. Yeah, it definitely does jump right into it. That being said, the beginning does, to me, I noted that female main character knowing about her mom, getting that little glimpse to her past was super relevant to making sense later on in the story as you find out why she is the way she is, that her mom was, spoiler, schizophrenic. So I think that was kind of cool for me. But yeah, anyway, back to the review. I think it's a 3.5 because it was easy. The spice was good for me. It was my type of sick spice. The male character was my type of toxicity. I liked it. It was fun. I thoroughly enjoyed the intimacy part of it. People hate it. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, there was no slow burn. They jump right into it, which I think just goes back to what we were saying. It's super easy. You're not involved. I wasn't involved in anything. I was just okay, this is what I'm expecting. I get it quick. It's it was
immediate satisfaction.
Oh, the instant gratification.
There you go. Yeah. You don't have to wait for it. You're not oh, when is this going to happen? You're oh, okay, there he is. There she is. They like each other. They want it. They do it. Not that that's what it's all about, but it gets to the point quick.
Yeah.
You don't get lost in the world building. However, that being said, I feel like some of that's missing from the book.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's no time for that when you think about how big the print is in here. There's just no time for that.
Yeah.
It's a quick, easy read.
Some plot holes.
More than some.
Yeah. It's okay.
For me, the ending was what the fuck? It went from all of this crazy intense shit to the very end, and then almost felt oh, now here's your magical happy ending,
I agree.
Fairy tale ending, and it didn't make sense to the rest of the story. It was so I was
all this friction.
Wait, now it's over. That was the worst part of the book for me is
the ending.
Yeah, happy fairy tale ending.
Yeah.
to like this crazy dark story.
And that
Does not compute.
There's so many unanswered questions in it. Again, there's all this friction, there's all this turmoil, there's all these things happening, there's people being poisoned, there's people killing themselves and all of this stuff. And then they figure it out like almost a mystery. And then they're like, and then we got married and now we're happy and I'm not poisoned anymore and I have clarity. And how did that happen?
Yeah.
That actually specifically irritated me because Jade references that the effects from the poison will last forever, and it seems as though Corvina just suddenly is better.
Which I find super interesting to know that there was a serious book edit done to like fix grammatical errors and things like that. But like if you're going to deep dive fixing something so much, I didn't read the first one, but to read about what they did, you would think deep diving that they would notice the plot holes more. I've experienced, like, there's another series we could bring up at another time, but like the first book was like full of holes. The writing was like almost childish, but then the second book was fantastic. It's like she spent much more time on that one. She took in, you know, all the feedback and then made the second one better, which is almost like if you're going to edit the book that deeply, wouldn't you have fixed the holes unless you're like segueing into another one? But I don't think you are.
I almost wonder if that's what the intention is. And I did thoroughly enjoy it, so I don't want to like poop on it too much. However, it almost feels as though the ending is intentionally lacking because she's setting, or he or she, I hate to say, I don't know if it's a male or female that wrote the book, but the author maybe intentionally leaving those holes to expand on it in the next book. There's a lot of things that happen that we don't really get clarity on. And I think it ended with a cliffhanger kind of, well, we're going to go back to the school. Why are you going back to the school? Why did you really leave the school if you had any intention of going back to it? I don't know. It's a little fuzzy. It feels incomplete a little bit. That's why it's 3.5 for me. It's missing the completion factor as much as I enjoyed the way it made me feel.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Like as soon as I like closed the book, while I wasn't psyched about the ending, like the fact that I read it so fast, I was like, wow, this is exactly what I needed. Like this is perfect.
Little microdose.
Yeah, it delivered.
It did. It did what it needed to do. So that's what we didn't like. Oh, you know what else I didn't like? Okay, let's talk about that. And then we can get on what we did like. I completely thought when I was first reading it, and I know you had a similar feeling with a different series, that this was a knockoff of Tim Burton's Wednesday show. It visually in my head, what I saw, maybe because I just watched that with my daughter, I don't know, it felt almost like it couldn't be a coincidence how similar it was. It's called Nevermore. This is called Vernmore, whatever.
Vernmore.
It's like the same letters reconfigured. It's also a school. There's also a really bubbly best friend that she rooms with. I mean, the beginning was I almost put it down, to be honest with you. I started Googling, like, what came out first, who wrote what the screenplay or that first, and it was very distracting for me. All the Edgar Allan Poe references, too, because that's, you know, the Wednesday show is very much brings that in and has it be part of the whole series, and then for this to do it, too. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I think he's more common of a theme, so it didn't really jump out at me like that.
Yeah, but did you watch Wednesday?
I did.
You did?
I did. But I never once and you didn't think put it together. No.
Huh.
I think like because I just dove headfirst into the book. Like I wasn't, I think this was the first single book that didn't have like 17 books behind it that I read. So I was like, I just jumped right in and it was like perfect and it was everything. Speaking of what you were just saying though, because I read this a little while ago, and then I just read The Coven, and now that I try to go back and forth to do this, I cannot distinguish the two. Like I keep getting details messed up because they're actually way similar to me too. I'm like, wait, I don't remember which book this happened in. Which storyline was this? Like
similar.
They're so parallel to me that I'm like, wait, which book was that?
Well, not to get super into The Coven, but it's interesting that you said don't waste your time to read The Coven. No offense to Coven fans, but yeah, but you like this. And so it's interesting to me that you find them so parallel, but you enjoyed this and don't feel like that's worth.
It's a good point, because I really didn't like The Coven. I really had to force myself to finish it, and like then was even mad that there was another book, and I think there's more.
Oh boy.
And I did read the second book, and to me it was like even harder to get through.
Harder.
Yeah. I think that like
Really selling us on The Coven here.
it wasn't for me. Like it's a book that like I don't even want to sit on my shelf anymore. I just really didn't. It wasn't for me. And maybe it's the fact that like these books are so close, and I think this is probably going to happen a lot, right? Like it's a big deal. These books are coming out like crazy. There's so many. We're behind. Like how do you keep up with all of them? But
it's definitely trending.
Yeah, but I didn't enjoy the components of that book. Like there wasn't enough to keep me engaged. I wasn't one more chapter. It just didn't work.
It felt
for
forced.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the other things that the author brought up consistently through the story was the dance macabre. I practiced that and I still got it wrong. The dance of the death, and they bring it up in the beginning when they're in the classroom and Vad's teaching, and then Troy says it before he jumps off the building and kills himself. I believe Jade references it again.
I think so, yeah.
When she's trying to kill Corvina, and then it's just like poof.
Yeah.
Like there's no explanation for the relevance of it. They talk about it a lot. I wanted to know. It actually intrigued me. I was like, ooh, the dance of the death, spooky. Like it gave me chills. And then they reference it again and again. And I'm like, what's the underlying meaning of that? It gave me Game of Thrones vibes. Like the story was incomplete. I wanted it enough that I would read the sequel to hopefully have the story be complete.
Yeah.
At least that's how I
think referencing Game of Thrones is perfect for that, because that's what the ending felt to that too, right? Like it was like, okay, all right, we're just going to end it. Like
abrupt.
Yeah. Like we don't know what to do here, so we're just going to end it.
Yeah.
That's exactly
we're not completing that storyline, that subplot. We're not going to expand on it. I almost
thought that like they were going to talk about the dance of the death like at the very end, like tie it all in, and
they didn't. Also, Vad, when he's looking for Jade in the ending, when she's missing, well, the fake Jade, I guess, right? The real Jade's dead already. Anyway, so Vad is looking for Jade in the end when she's missing on the black ball or whatever. And he goes into one of the corridors or the caves underneath the school, and he hears like a scream, and he sees 5 skulls, and there's like this burst of air, and it's actually, I like the scene. It was very interesting. Again, like falls off a cliff. We don't ever talk about it. So I'm really hoping that this author does have a sequel and kind of like satisfies all my questions, because I have a lot. Like I'm almost feeling like I don't like the book more now that we're talking about it, because I liked it enough that I want more. It's not like I liked it so little that I was like, yeah, they've screwed up the ending. I'm done.
Well, I think that says something, right?
It does.
Like you get to the end and you're kind of sad it's over. One, because there's holes and it's not really how you thought it was going to end. But like to want more is different than what my opinion of The Coven is, where I was like, I mean, I want to finish books because I want to see. I shouldn't be scared of DNFs. Like I should just.
I'm terrified.
Stop. I should just stop, because why? There's a million books to read. If I'm not feeling it, don't do it. But with that book, I couldn't wait for it to be done. But then I was like, now I'm invested, so I have to read the second book. Like that didn't make me feel like that.
No, it didn't. It made a lot of people feel that way. I was actually shocked to read other reviews and see how much people are like, this is the worst book I've ever read in my life. So it made me start to like pick it apart a little bit. It's like, all right, well, there's got to be a reason so many people said that. But I still don't get it, guys. I'm sorry. I thought it was good. I liked it. Hate me. I don't know. If you liked Wednesday, if you like that vibe, you would love this. It's fun. It's spooky. It's dark. Dark and light. So our production team, kind of like, gave us a little bit of a refresher on the Dance Macabre. I said it wrong again.
No, you didn't.
Macabre.
Chupacabra. It's a song as well.
Was that just thrown in just to kind of do the similar, like, okay, So while we loved the chapters and the quotes, and I'm going to get into why I love that so much, Emily Bronte fan here, did love it. I thought they were super well selected, relevant to what was happening in this story. It gave the story a little bit of depth to me because it made me understand the characters a little bit more because I know those quotes and I know those, that literature. So, but was referencing that and bringing in the dance chupacabra. Was that just to I don't know, is that pretentious?
Been lacking without any
Yeah, so
reference
what
to it.
did she just bring it up to be? Oh man, now I'm being mean. I don't want to be mean.
You should be mean.
It felt a little pretentious. Maybe it's pretentious me. I don't know. It's either going to have a sequel that explains it all or was a little pretentious, which is something that other people, I'm so torn. I don't know how I feel. I don't know if I love it or if I'm did you just do that because you're bragging
It's
about...
really interesting that other people's reviews impact our
opinion
on it. Have us questioning it.
because I left, I finished and wrote my notes and felt what I felt. And then I was I'm curious to see, truly, I went on Goodreads. It's funny. So I went on Goodreads and the first review I read, I was oh, this person loved it. And I started responding and it was her. And I had no idea. And it was kind of funny. I don't know. I think it's her.
Yeah, you're the only one that left a comment on mine.
Yeah. I thought it was funny. But yeah, and then once I read yours, I started scrolling down just on Goodreads, really. And I was oh, whoa. Visceral reactions of I wanted to vomit. It was the worst book I've ever read in my life. I don't know. It was just interesting. Let's talk about Vad a little bit.
Let's talk about why he's your
My
toxic interest.
My cup of, my brand of heroin, as Edward says in Twilight. All right, so Vad. What do I love about Vad? I love he's very similar to the book, to the point. Well, we know now that he planned all of this and invited her there, which is super creepy, but kind of love it. Definitely love it. She's just this little flower. I mean, the premonition's interesting with the purple eyes, which I cannot visualize. Purple eyes. I'm a little confused. Are they actually magical eyes? That's what I was saying, glowing eyes.
I don't have you seen picture or a girl in that has violet eyes?
Okay.
I think that's also probably something that was pulled into the book that sort of is
From
in a
somewhere.
couple other places.
Yeah.
So it really would just be it's just purple. It's not magical glowing. It's
No, it's just
purple.
a purple hue.
Yeah.
Whether or not he intended for it to go, I think he entertained it going to where it was going. I mean, she's beautiful. Obviously, he's attracted to her. Mm-hmm. He saw her with her mom in the psych ward or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wanted it to go to the level that it did. It almost felt like he invited her and then felt torn about it and kind of kept her at an arm's length, but not for very long.
Yeah. I think that was the attempt of the slow burn.
Yeah, well, it wasn't slow. But I appreciate that, honestly, because I'm that kind of person. I was yes. And he is a little violent and aggressive. I like it. When he pushes her against the tree or something like that, I was oh, hey. Okay. We're doing that.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was like you just said, it was what the book was. It was easy. I didn't have to I wasn't over the top, just okay, this makes sense. This is good. I don't have to be, I get my instant gratification.
Yeah,
basically.
it cut to the chase. She has 2 Emily Bronte Wuthering Heights quotes, which I've been dying to talk about because it's one of my favorite books of all time. I immediately thought of Heathcliff when I started reading it because he's just such a dark character and she loves him regardless. And this guy, I mean, she's calling him the devil. Everyone's warning her. He's terrible. Stay away from him. And she's just has this insatiable desire to be near him, even though logically she maybe doesn't want to be. It's almost like a supernatural attraction to someone. Their physicality and everything about them, regardless, you just want it. You want to be around them. You want them to touch you. You
that
want
magnetism.
Yeah, you want that feeling. You want that high from them. They did a very good job. Yeah. It hit the mark on that. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Made me smile. Reading my little book really looking around the room, feeling like people know what I'm reading, which is also funny when you read these books.
Yeah, I love when my audiobook pops up in really awkward moments.
Yeah, when my kids are walking through the room, I'm like, all right, shh, stop.
Yeah.
You have to leave.
Yeah.
It's funny.
All right, well, I want to read this one quote from the book that, like, I don't know, it just has to be read word for word, because from the second I read it, and I still remember it, and I don't remember anything, so the fact that this stayed with me is a lot. Beautiful in the way pain was beautiful, because it tugged at the chest and made something visceral come alive in the stomach and caused blood to simmer in the veins. Enchanting in the way she imagined dark magic was, because it twisted the air around it and warped the mind and overpowered the senses. Haunting in the way only very few living things could be, because it sent a shiver down the spine and cloaked itself in the darkness and fed on the energy around them. Just
All consuming.
yes, basically what you were just talking about.
Yeah. And that's what that's what he did for me. I got that from it. I have experienced a hint of that in real life. And it's like, you don't care. You don't care. Are they bad? Are they dangerous? Are they good for me? Is this a good decision? You don't care.
You question your own sanity. Like, what's wrong with me that I'm attracted to this, that I'm
Like you're
craving
jumping
this?
off a cliff, to be honest.
Yeah.
Head first into that feeling.
Beautiful, enchanting, and haunting.
Similar to it was not the thorn bending to the honeysuckles, but the honeysuckles embracing the thorn. You're like embracing that. I'm like, I don't know. We were talking about things I don't like, and I'm like, oh, I don't like this book. And no, we're talking about the things I did, and I remember why I did enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't want to nitpick too much, just because, like, that book gave me everything it needed to. You know, I enjoyed it all in. It was over very quickly, but, like, it was exactly what I needed.
Would you read the sequel?
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to know how it ends. I have to know if there's more.
Because if there isn't one, we have a problem.
I want to get my hopes up, but
Yeah.
and then I mean the cover still gets me, like the black rose, the iron gates. It's a
vibe.
It's a vibe. I love it.
I do too. The little gothic high schooler in me just absolutely loves it.
Yeah.
That's how I saw myself when I was younger. Just that. How did you like the little crow devil references? I'm not a fan. I didn't like it.
I mean, I was okay with it just because of I don't know. It's like its own weird little terms of endearment, little witch, things like that. Like it didn't annoy me.
It just felt almost like, you're my little crow. I mean, maybe I'm just not a terms of endearment kind of girl.
Yeah. Or I think we would need to have a better understanding of the symbolism of crows to sort of dismiss that as being.
Well, that's actually interesting. I didn't even think of that. Like how much crows, her name, the little crow, like she is black hair. They do reference the crow a lot, and we don't really.
Which
I mean, maybe you're supposed to just know.
They reference Poe so much and have his quotes, but he's more of the like raven.
Yeah.
So like,
I guess the little part threw me off. It made me kind of be like ugh about it. Mm-hmm. Like my little crow, and I was like, I don't know. I guess I don't like being called little anything. I like feeling strong, but then being overpowered. I don't know. Maybe.
yeah.
I mean, she does have that. Oh, that's something else too. She's hearing things, right? She is. Is she schizophrenic? I think that's intentional to not really have that answered. Is she schizophrenic like her mother? She's petrified of that. Or does she have this sixth sense, this ability? It's unclear. I want more of that. I definitely was looking more into that. She hears the voices. She hears Troy after he's gone. She's receiving this information. And I don't think she's schizophrenic.
Yeah. I think that's a play on like the real world too, right? Like the experiences of people that have now been labeled. We have all of these diagnoses, and then you look at the past history where like everything would have been grouped into witchcraft and things like that. And
now it's the other way.
Yeah. Now there's no magic. It's just
Right. I mean, it's really easy to, I mean, I catch myself doing it sometimes when something weird happens and I'm like, oh, it's an auditory or a visual hallucination. It's a really nice
it's a coincidence. It
scientific way to just put that right there and not.
just takes the magic out of life. And that's sad. I like the magic. I don't like
I think
coincidences.
she's magical.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I would hate this book if she wasn't.
Is her mom even schizophrenic? I don't know.
I don't.
Maybe
I
not.
feel like no.
But like her mom and her dad, they just like touch on it for a second that he had it too, and the likelihood of her having it because both of her parents had it. Actually, ironically, kind of gives the School of Good and Evil vibes where she's like in this little cabin with like in the wilderness and like a weirdo. And I thought she was a witch.
What year is it in this book?
It's current.
They have iPhones.
They have
The
phones.
And they're not allowed to use them.
They have phones, but there's like only one way to call out from the school. There's no service there. Nobody goes there. It's very mysterious. But then the cab driver does all the time and they get deliveries. And then he's allowed to leave. Hold on. Vad being, I know it's his school and he owns it and we don't know it at the time, but like him being like, come on, I'll give you a ride to town. I was like, what is happening right now? Why is she allowed to get in this guy's car, this teacher's car, and nobody I don't know. It's just, again, a little bit rushed. It could have been a little longer. It's ironic because we'll touch on another series that was the complete opposite where they just drone on and on and on and go into way too much detail that's not relevant. This one is like kind of the opposite of that, right?
Yeah.
Like, which was a nice, when you come off of similar
That's
to you
what
said.
I mean. This is the first solo book reading,
Yeah.
and it was like so refreshing that there was no repetitive annoyingness. They get to
Right.
the point.
Like a million books.
Yeah.
Stop doing that, authors. Please.
Oh.
Go somewhere in the middle between too little and too much, I don't know.
Do better.
Do better, please. Yeah, so Gothikana. I like it. I dig it. It's worth reading. I think you should definitely read it. If you hate it, I'm so sorry. I did not.
Okay. Can't like them all.
No.
So that pretty much sums it up for us. Thank you for listening us ramble and go back and forth on where we land on it. Obviously, it's a little bit there, it's a little bit here, but let us know if you've read it. Let us know what you think, if we're on or off or whatever.
Something we're missing. Check out our website.
Can you please say it not sideways like that?
Check out our website. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Follow us, comment, interact. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Yay. Thanks for listening.